the offensive side of the ball decided they wanted to throw it more often.
It's the quarterback now. But he saw that tight end pressing. That tight end was pressuring him, coming right down the seam there, and stayed on home. They were sending a man down the sideline as well, trying to get that safety to commit to the sideline. And he stayed home. They're playing that 2-deep safety now. Blake in motion on 3rd and 4. Here's the give the other way on the little counter. It's going to be a first down for McDaniel. It sure is. He picked up 6. Five and a half to play in the half. We're tied at 14. Northridge with a first down at their own 36-yard line. Logan with 2 turnovers, 2 interceptions, and Kasuta's thrown an interception as well for Northridge. He hasn't been under pressure as Kasuta. He's been able to run around and find receivers like he did there with Lake. And that's a 5-yard gain. He hasn't had all day to throw, but he hasn't really been harassed all that much. They've done a good job protecting him. Lake 3 catches, 29 yards, and a touchdown. Four wide receivers, 3 to the top. They look down underneath.
Got to catch it before you run, son.
Yep, Dallas Mokelbust, who had the interception earlier.
Wow, say that last name again.
Mokelbust.
That is fantastic.
That one kind of got into his face mask, didn't it?
Yeah.
He was looking to run. He knows it too. He'll hear about it in film tomorrow. 3rd down and about 4. Kasuta has time, looking long. Now the pocket breaks down. Kasuta's running, and he's going to be shy of the first down. Let's see the spot. It's going to depend. Do they give him the ball, or did he? They're going to give him the ball, and it's going to be dang close.
Got to be right. Oh, that's a pretty good spot. I thought he was down close to the 45.
Yeah, they're going to give it to him out at the 46, and they're saying first down. And he got it by the nose of the ball.
Well, they're not even going to measure that.
And I think Coach Favero wants a measurement on the far side. Because it looked like
it was a very generous spot.
It looked like he got hauled down. At least his waist and everything was around the 45. Now, did he reach the ball out that far? I don't know that he ever got that far, and I don't think they're going to give him the measurement. And Coach Favero's not arguing. He's calling the next play. Four-man front for Logan. And 4 is what's coming. Kasuta in the middle, pick!
Jaden Connor.
Jaden Connor comes up with the pilfer and heads the other way before he's finally brought down. And the Grizzlies in business. Kasuta throws his 2nd interception, and now the team's even at 2 turnovers apiece. That was a big difference in last year's game. Northridge took advantage of 4 Logan turnovers.
They're giving right back this game. It's even turnovers, isn't it? 2 and 2?
In fact, yeah. In fact, Chase Nelson, all his career quarterback numbers came against Northridge last year. He threw one of those interceptions last year. He doesn't like that Northridge secondary. He's thrown 3 picks. And now the official's throwing a flag. And what's he doing? Nelson turned around like, what?
They're talking to each other.
Gonna call.
And they're explaining something to Compton that he did.
And Compton's is wondering about it. They're all wondering about it. Either way, it's 5 yards and you're going the other way. What you do is you find out what it was and don't do it again. Seeing if they're saying Compton was. Go ahead.
It says Compton looked like he lined up wrong on the line of scrimmage. You can only have so many men on the line of scrimmage. And he's talking to the outside official, who they always check with.
Right, and that's the outside official's job, is to let you know if you're on or not.
Yep.
But we don't know if that has to do with anything. Now Coach Favero's coming out on the field. I don't know if he's talking to his players. He doesn't look like he's talking to the official.
Now remember, this is the first game for the officials too. Us, football players, officials, coaches, everybody's first game.
See, Compton doesn't look like he's on to me here either. Nelson keeps it alive, unloads, tipped at the last second, or that one was going for big yards. What a play.
Great play. Number 9 again, Dallas. Mocha bust.
He made that play, or else that one's going for big yardage. Because McIntyre was out there waiting for it, and a penalty on Logan. And I think they're I think they're talking to Compton about he's still wanting to know what happened on that first play. Boy, they were on Nelson in a hurry that play. I'm going to start watching that D-line and see what they're doing, because they've been getting into the backfield in a hurry. So you go ahead and watch the play.
Okay, still first down and what? 60, 80 yards.
A lot. There's a lot of confusion out here right now. We've got officials all talking to each other. We've got sidelines talking to officials. We've got players wondering what's going on. Logan has to get to the Northridge 31 to get a first down. They're at their own 42. So that's a lot.
That is a lot.
It's 27 yards is what it is.
27.
They're still talking about the clock. They're having trouble getting that clock stopped. They want the clock changed. I can hear some of these coaches down the row from us here saying it should be 3:35. Now they put it to 3:45. First game for everybody, Lou.
Yeah. Someone needs to get that clock operator, Dr. Pepper or something.
He's got to be awake. It's a good game. All right, 4 wide for Logan. 3 to the near side, 1 to the far side. Artist down at the bottom of your screen. He's a burner. We haven't seen him go downfield to him yet. See if they work that. Stepping up and running is Nelson. He needs a block, and he needs one bad, and he's not going to get it.
Well, Nelson just hasn't had the time to go deep, and they're going to call a penalty. I'll bet it's a face mask.
Well, Nelson got up and adjusted his helmet and face mask, and let's see. He got a 1-yard run. There's a whole lot of...
Coach Thompson looking for an explanation. He's about to get it right here.
Face mask, the 5-yard kind. I don't know if he got grabbed on the face mask so much as he got rattled. He got rocked.
Yeah.
And we've seen his helmet come off once already. So I wonder if that helmet's riding a little loose. I'm a little bit scared of this Northridge crowd.
No kidding. They're brutal.
They are into this.
That official is not being very demonstrative in his signal calling either.
There is a lot of heat in this game. Don't you think?
Yeah.
Both those coaches sure acted like they got along pretty well before the game.
I think they do.
I think they might, but there's a lot of heat going on out there. You can tell these guys have been hitting each other for a month, and they're ready to hit somebody else. Nelson's going to keep, gets to the edge. And he picks up about 4.
Finally, second down.
And what was it? It was,
what did I say,
first and 28 or 27, and now we're at second down, and then after all that, at about 16. No, about 17.
Yep. Well, you can get her done if you get 10 yards every down.
Clocks are running, so, you know. Here's the give on a little delay to McIntyre. McIntyre Picks up positive yardage down to the 44. So it's a gain of 4. McIntyre 9 carries, 40 yards. 11 carries, 35 yards for Nelson. Timeout in Northridge. Northridge starting to think, all right, let's get that ball back and have some time to work with before the half. There's 2:29 on the clock. Gives us a chance to mention one of our sponsors, Salt Lake Express. You get personal door-to-door pickup and drop-off service to and from the Salt Lake City Airport every hour, or economic service from convenient Cache Valley locations.
It is nice to have somebody else drive you to the airport, take a nap, listen to your iPod, or both.
Take an iPod, listen to your nap. Now, Coach Rivero's out on the field all during this timeout, and he's talking to the head official. I would love to know what they're talking about, because there's been a few bits of confusion from both sidelines on this particular drive.
I'm talking about my favorite Indian food restaurant on 36 and Harrison in Ogden.
You like that one?
I do.
There's a really good one here in Layton.
Oh, Taste of India.
Oh,
that's
excellent.
Right, that's good.
Excellent.
Sitar is pretty good, though.
Oh, if you don't like Indian food,
there's something wrong with you, boy.
Turn off your TV. You're not invited to the game of the week. We should go after.
I'm hungry.
It's Friday night.
Yeah.
Wives don't know where we are.
I think they have a pretty good idea for the next couple of weeks.
No, for the next couple of months. 3rd and 13 after 1st and 28. Who would have thought that 3rd and 13 sounded good? They were coming off the edge. They get rid of it in a hurry, and there's a flag. And I don't know if Artis left early or if Layton was or Northridge was offsides. They didn't blow the play dead.
A lot of flags.
I think they're going to say illegal motion on Logan. They brought a guy off the edge. Logan's acting like it's on them.
Looks like it. Yep.
So it's a 5-yard penalty on the Grizzlies, and now it's 3rd and 18.
This is the longest stalled drive I've ever seen in my life.
6 penalties on Logan here in the first half, 6 on Northridge to go along with 4 total turnovers in this game. 2:20 to play in the first half. Compton goes in motion. They're running the same thing. Nope, they're coming this way with it. Jensen's open in the flat. Picked that one up off his shoelaces. And it's going to be 4th down at about 5. He picked up pretty good yardage.
Logan's going to go for it at 4th and 6, I think. Too far for a field goal, too short for a punt, might as well. So you can eat some more time off that clock or spring one.
I would doubt that they would run this thing right down to 1 second on the play clock and then maybe call a timeout. In fact, the timeout's being called by Northridge. They want the ball back. It's going to be 4th and 6, so it was a gain of 12 there on 3rd and about 18. Got a nice sunset going on here in Layton. We're just south of the south gate of Hill Air Force Base. If you've never been to Northridge High School, we're kind of right in the middle of that south gate and then all the stuff down in Layton. That everybody comes to, the restaurants and Target and the mall and everything.
It's a nice little area.
It's growing fast, getting big, just like everything else in Utah.
Good.
Nice place to live, so a lot of people want to live here. Nice high school. They've been very accommodating to us. Lewiston State Bank, speaking of accommodating and nice people, they've been serving individuals and businesses for over 100 years in Cache Valley. They've got locations all over the place: North Logan, Lewiston, Preston, Idaho. Check out their new location, 3rd South in Logan. Don't forget about mortgages and home equity loans. Not a bad time to be looking at those. Lewiston State Bank, one of our sponsors. 4th and 6. See what Logan does. Try to draw him off sides, which makes me wonder if that's what they'll do with Nelson up under center like that.
Got to get them up there so they can hear them barking.
Now the back judge is counting. And now they're going to call a timeout, are the Grizzlies. You know, in situations like that where you never see a team do, and it's early in a game, you never see a team go up there and just, all right, go, first sound. Because you know on the side they're saying they're going to try to get you offside.
Yeah.
Don't go.
Everybody just hold still.
Everybody stay. Risk reward, risk reward. Now Logan's going to kick it away.
I still think it's a pretty tight area to punt, especially with the wind at your back.
Well, we've seen, though, with Northridge, the quick strike capabilities of that Knights offense. And, you know, a minute 33, and if you give them a 63-yard field, we've had plays of 63, 23, and 37 yards in this one. And it's the first half. Those explosives, as they call them. Logan's had a few explosives of their own. They've actually had more. Lowry will kick it away. He angles it for the corner.
Ooh, that's a pretty good kick.
And I think he kept that thing in bounds. Let's look.
Yep.
He did.
It's going to be about the 10, I think.
He's telling him, keep coming, keep coming, keep coming.
Oh, that's
there it is, he says. It's at the 9 or 14.
14.
That's always interesting to me how they do that.
Yeah.
They have the head official that's back where they punted it from. He watches it, and then the line judge walks up to where he looked about where it looked like it went out of bounds.
It is an odd thing.
A swinging wild old guess is what it is.
Consult the bones. The bones say nothing. Follow the river. Well, Northridge has 128 to go 86 yards. Kasuda stepping up, in trouble, down he goes. That's a nice play. Kasuda had a lot of running room in front of him.
He did, nice play out there by big number 62, Sam Benyon. Kasuda gets back to the line of scrimmage.
They've been double teaming Sam Benyon most of this game. We haven't heard a lot from him so far.
Like I said, he's going to end up at Colorado, 6'5", 240. Sure would have liked to have him end up in Logan, up on the hill there. They've got a few Logan High players playing for him, do the Aggies.
A couple of kickers.
Named Thompson.
Yeah.
Over the middle, and this and a flag comes late. And Wildman as Colby went to get the ball and went past him, and then he took the shot. And it is tough. You know, that here's what's tough about it. You want to protect kids, especially kids, high school. And it's hard as a defender. You're taught to come up and hit. That's just the conundrum that's facing football right now.
Yeah.
It's part of the game, but as they learn, that's a personal foul, 15 yards, but as they learn more about injuries, especially concussions and things like that, you can't mess around with it. Well, and if, you know, the guy that thinks you got to let him hit and have the big hit, well, I don't agree with that. What I do agree with is it does make it tough on a defense because it's hard to just stop.
Hard to pull up.
Yeah.
And Colby's going to remember that next time he goes across the middle, too. Or maybe he won't remember it. It's a pretty good hit.
But I don't think there's anything wrong with throwing that penalty every time and protecting, especially in the high school level, protecting these kids. Trying to keep that receiver in bounds out there. Picks up about 15 yards, and it looks like he goes out of bounds. The clock will stop no matter what. Who was it? Was it Mokelbust?
I think so. Can't see that number from here.
It is Mokelbust.
Mokelbust. I wonder what nationality that last name is. That is an awesome last name.
I don't know. Benyon got caught up inside, and Kasuda gets away and picks up about 4. Northridge down to their last timeout with 27 seconds to play, and they're saying he doesn't have any timeouts. He's trying to take a timeout, and they're telling him you don't have any more.
Uh-oh.
Ricks got a first down.
Ball's out.
The ball is out, and that's going to be the, well, that won't be. They'll have time for one play. Did he get back on it?
I think Northridge covered it.
That's 19 yards for Ricks.
Diane's facing the other direction. They try and spike it.
They do, and they got .7 on the clock. And boy, Favero's hot about something. Is he hot at his own players? He's an animated coach.
One shot left for Northridge, 0.7 seconds.
They're going to do a 50-yard field goal try. And now Logan's going to call timeout. They're going to try for a 50-yard field goal.
Either that or Favero's coming out to block it.
Well, he's coming out and talking to the official.
I think both these coaching staffs are chewing on the officials tonight.
Yeah, both of them have been. He's hot about something. He's looking at the clock. He's wondering, he wants a flag for something. He doesn't want to get a flag here because then that'll move him 15 yards closer. He didn't even talk to his team. He walked into the huddle and walked out, and he's going to spend the whole time chewing on the officials.
Yeah, he is bent.
Still got the kicker out there. Holder is Ben Jackson, the backup quarterback. This is right on 50 yards. Robert Crawford, the senior kicker, 5'10", 165 pounds. See if they really kick it or try to run some trickeration. There's 0.7 seconds.
He had the leg for it.
Oh, it's going to be short. It's short by about 5 yards, but it was right down the middle. 14-14 at halftime. Logan and Northridge all tied up in Layton.
Introducing the official training bike of the Tour de France, the Proform TDF, the first ever indoor training bike that delivers everything you demand. A 20% incline and a 20% decline, so you'll experience exactly what the road does. Because it's powered by Google Maps, you choose the road and the TDF follows it. Every incline and decline, so no matter what comes at you, you'll be ready. The Proform TDF automatically adjusts resistance, incline and decline. Plus, with a built-in power meter, you'll know your exact output. You decide where to go and the official training bike of the Tour takes you there. And now that you've decided, we're ready to deliver. Order right now and get $0 down and a free upgrade on rush shipping. Call the number on your screen or go online today.
halftime at Northridge High School in Layton. We'll come back. I'm Aaron Colson along with Lee Vaughn. We're tied at 14. An entertaining first half, Lee. And both these schools kind of, like, what do they say? Like a prize fight, and kind of feeling each other out, punching, counter-punching, and a few haymakers thrown there. As you look at this first half stats, Nelson and McIntyre combined for 75 yards rushing, and Nelson 130 yards through the air. So, that's 205 yards in the first half against a not bad Northridge defense. And,
a lot of turnovers.
Yeah, 4 total turnovers in this one. And if you look at the other side of the ledger, it's 50 yards rushing for Northridge, 186 through the air. So, you're 236 total yards and a couple of turnovers. And
fun. That's what I like.
It is fun. So back to receive for Northridge, Lacey and Lake. The double L's, LL, Lacey and Lake back there. And Lacey Lake has shown what he can do. 10 carries, 32 yards, 3 catches, 29 yards, and a touchdown, and an interception that looked like it was going for 6, and he got caught by somebody. And one of the Grizzlies down there was across the field. We couldn't really tell who. And this one's going to go into the end zone, and Northridge will start at their own 20-yard line. Kasuda in the first half, 8 of 12, 186 yards. And a touchdown, 15-yarder to Lake. The other touchdown was Ricks from 1 yard out. The leading receiver for Northridge was Colby. He had 2 catches, 86 yards. One of those is a 63-yarder.
That'll pad the stats.
Big a kid as he is, they've been pressing him down the field, haven't they? They've been pushing him down the field and looking for him a few times. He took a wallop and drew a flag late in the first half. Lake bounces to the outside, back up the middle, loses the football. Picked up by the Grizzlies in the 3rd turnover of the night for the Knights.
Wow, and Lake was off to the races. He had a head of steam going. That ball just popped right out.
Kyle Gillenskog coming up with another turnover for the Grizz. He's turning in a pretty good performance for the safety spot tonight. We talk all the time about the first few minutes and the first drive of the second half setting the tone. If that's the case, then Logan should feel pretty good about it. Here's Nelson. He's got a little bit of running room. He's wrestled down.
Well, Lake's got to be careful tackling around the head. That's the easy way to get a face mask call.
Yeah, he wrenched his head, didn't he? 7 yards for Nelson. Second down and 3. Nelson steps in, gets it to Compton. Compton just past the sticks, a 4-yard gain and a first down.
Nelson alone in the backfield again. Let's see if Northridge keeps up the defensive pressure like they have and try and get those guys through the line.
1st and 10. Nelson in trouble. Keeps the play alive and then gets rid of it.
Smart. Smart play by Nelson to evade the pressure and then get rid of it.
Oh, well, they run that zone read, and I think they read it a little long, or it's just they had 2 guys come off that edge. I don't know how you don't read that. or how you read that when there's 2 right there. You're supposed to see what that DN does. If he crashes hard, you know, you fake the give and keep. If he plays to the outside.
You're right. You can see the indecision there as Nelson sticks it in McIntyre's gut, but never really pulls it back out. Kind of waited just a second too long to decide what to do. By then it was over.
3rd and 12. Little slant pattern, and Jensen picks up about 6. Let's see where they spot him. More like 5. They go for it. Jensen 4 catches, 42 yards. Logan 2 of 7 on.
Gonna try the kick, about a 41-yard kick.
3rd downs, yeah. I'm looking for a flag to see which way the wind's blowing. It seems like it's blowing from
the south, I think.
A little bit out of the south and kind of right to left across the field. That's a knuckler. It's got the distance. It's good.
That's a nice kick.
47 yards. And Logan takes advantage of the Northridge turnover to take a 17-14 lead.
Clark Salt Lake Express and the airport shuttle have merged and become one.
So we still have doorstep service, and it's about the same price as it was before. Our focus now is to try to provide as many opportunities for people who need to have the ability to get to and from Salt Lake when they want. They don't want to wait at the airport for 2 hours. They also don't want to be driving around the valley when they get here.
And you bring us to a location that leaves on time.
We'll have another vehicle take you here to save time comfortably, and that main vehicle goes 12 times a day on schedule, both leaving the valley and coming back.
Well, Logan takes advantage of the turnover, the fumble by Lake. 3 turnovers now for Northridge, and it's a 47-yard field goal. Knuckleballer. Had the distance. Wasn't the prettiest thing ever, but doesn't matter. Counted for 3 points.
He had enough for 57 yards of that wind.
A little bit of wind behind him, yeah. We are up here literally on top of the stadium. So there may be more wind where we are.
Maybe.
I'm just saying. Well, Logan moved it forward enough to get into field goal range. Northridge coming up with the sack, though.
Well, Lake's got to put that fumble behind him now. It's tough to get that out of your head on the first carry of the second half.
Yeah. It's 3 sacks for Northridge by my reckoning, and my reckoning is highly unofficial. They give it right back to Lake and give him another chance. And he rewards that with a 5-yard gain.
So my wife has been texting me throughout the game, giving me Skyview updates. Skyview just went up 28-21 on Timpview at Timpview.
On Timpview, and the greatest defense ever to take the field.
Wow.
Actually, I mean, that's saying something, because all kidding aside, that's a good defense.
Timpview's pretty good.
Lake had to kind of turn around and take that. That was interesting how that play was. I don't know if it was designed that way, but it was a funny-looking handoff, and Lake picks up enough yardage for a first down. Mokelbus comes into the game and brings another player with him. 4 wide receivers, so it's twins, 2 to each side. They're going to throw that swing out to Lake, trying to get him into space, get about 5 yards. He's the king of 5 yards.
He loves that 5-yard pickup, and Coach Thompson will take that all day.
His last 3 carries have been, well, 5 of his last 6 have been for 5 yards. His last 2 receptions have been for 5 yards. He'll take 5 yards per touch every time, yeah. That looks like, is that big number Colby? Big number 84, the tight end. We've seen a lot of big plays from the Knights. And that one goes 64 yards for the score.
Broken tackle, and he is gonzo. That is great speed for a big kid.
Hard to bring down. He had a catch of 63 earlier, and that one's good for 64. And a touchdown. He finished that one. 150 yards receiving on 3 catches. So Northridge regains the lead with 7:48 to play in the 3rd period. And they fumble the snap on the PAT, and they can't convert. We'll see if that comes into play now, because it's a 3-point deficit for Logan at 20-17.
Wendy. Yep, that one. And I'm proud to introduce Dave's Hot and Juicy Cheeseburgers. They're all new and our best yet, with thicker, hotter, juicier beef, melty cheese, and a warm butter toasted bun. So come on in. You know when it's real.
Well, big plays by the big tight end. The first one in the first half went 63 yards, and he couldn't finish off the play. He got caught, and that time he stepped out of a couple of tackles and went down the sideline for 64 yards and the touchdown, and gave Northridge the lead. I mean, he showed some speed.
It looked like he was thinking about when he got caught before. I'm going to run so hard this time, nobody's catching me. That was a great run.
Took it personally. He's a good-sized kid. 6'3", Jace Colby, 6'3", 220 pounds. This one's returnable. Picked up at the 5-yard line. Looked like McIntyre was the guy that picked that one up.
Still only get out to about the 20.
He got out to the 22. And that's where Logan will take over now, trailing 20-17. So the botched, was it more of a center exchange? Botched hold on the PAT might make things interesting as we come down to the wire. As if things had to get any more interesting in this game.
It's a pretty interesting game.
Here's Nelson. That's a few runs right up the middle. He may go home and punch his brother in the mouth after this game's over. the beating he's taken. But he's picking up 4 and 5 yards a pop with that play. You're just joining us, Chase Nelson, the quarterback. His big brothers Riley and DJ, so big shoes to fill, and Riley is the offensive coordinator for Logan. Here's Compton, he's right at the sticks, and let's see where they spot that. I don't know if his body ever got across where he needs to be for the first down. I think it's going to be 3rd and super short, but let's see. The official on this, the official way over here says, no, he didn't get there. And the official right on top of it has a different spot, and now they're talking about it. First down.
Logan's offense has played really well. And, after that first series, we were a little concerned up here. 3 and out, but they've responded well and made good adjustments. Both teams are making great adjustments, especially on the defensive side of the ball.
I wonder what Mike Favero, what's going on in his mind, turning over the offensive duties to somebody else. Chase Nelson gives it up to Compton. Compton trying to make a guy miss. He can't do it as Lake hauls him down. Pickup of just 2.
I am willing to bet that Mike Favero still had something to say about the offense at halftime.
You think so?
Does the bear go in the woods? That's what my coach used to always say to us.
Talk about giving yourself a challenge. Here's the pitch out to McIntyre. They've been able to run that play with some pretty good success throughout the game, and they pick up decent yardage there. They'll bring up 3rd and short. Depends on where he stepped out of bounds. Looks like he picked up 4. McIntyre's quietly putting together a pretty good night. 10 carries, 44 yards, 4.4 yard carry per carry average.
I think he only had 21 carries all season last year.
Yeah, he's got 10 tonight. They're bringing linebackers on 3rd down. Compton has to go dig it out, and he does, and he's got a first down. No, the official right there on the sideline said he caught it. The other official in the middle of the field comes running over and says, nope, it's incomplete. And he overruled the guy that was right on top of the play.
Wow.
So he must have had a better look. I thought it looked like he got it. But he did have to go dig it out. And the guy that made the call is a lot closer than we are. So instead of 1st and 10, it's 4th down, and Logan will have to punt. Lowry comes on. I think Nelson might want that throwback too. He had him out there, and he did put it right on the ground. They're having clock issues again.
Maybe it's a clock malfunction. That's the 3rd time. Usually the clock operator snaps right to it the first time he embarrasses himself in front of everybody.
Should be 6:12 on the clock.
Geez, that was a nice punt too.
Yeah, what did they call?
Flag in the backfield.
And then they blew it dead. They blew it dead right in the middle of the kick.
Huh. Who knows?
A shadow.
Every flag in this game has been an adventure.
So it's on Logan. They're talking to Northridge. It's thrown by the head official, who was way back behind the punter. Not sure what he was calling there.
Yeah, I'm trying to figure out that signal. I guess I'm not that smart.
It's only a 5-yard penalty. We can almost hear him through our mics and our ears up here. And it sounded like he said delay a game. That was just a different way of showing that. And that's usually, he's not usually the guy that would call that though. So that's why it's confusing. Boy, he's snowed under. He's the Northridge ball carrier. And Northridge takes over, leading 20-17 on their own 26-yard line. Northridge turns the ball over on their first possession of the second half. Then they get a big play, 64-yard touchdown pass on their second possession. And you've got to think if Northridge can go up 2 scores, Logan could be in some serious trouble.
That's when you start to panic. You know, you got a young quarterback, and A lot of young kids. We were talking about before the game, you said there was 4 offensive starters coming back this year?
4 offensive starters. Only 1 receiver coming back that was a starter. Artist got some time last year. Here's Lake. Caught by his shoestrings. Out there by Connor. Jaden Connor's been putting together a pretty solid game on the defensive side of the ball. Lake picks up 3. 14 carries, 50 yards for Lake.
Really not that good of a yard per carry. Logan doing a pretty good job of holding him, keeping him under wraps.
Kasuda takes a wallop, goes for the big tight end, and they say nope. It 1 hop there. That looked like a catch from here as well, but again, we're a long way away. And it must have 1 hop to him. And Kasuda couldn't step into it. He got hit just as he threw it. So now it's 3rd and 8. Logan on the night is 2 of 8 on 3rd down. Northridge 2 of 5 unofficially. Benyon is the left defensive end. He's the bottom guy on the bottom of the line toward the bottom of your screen. He's been applying the pressure tonight. Back across his body goes Kasuda. That one's good for a 1st down, and that was a good throw on the run by Kasuda. And he goes to Lacey for 9 yards.
Quarterback position is so important in high school. Kasuda, 3rd-year starter.
I would argue that the quarterback position is important in every level.
It is pretty good. pretty big deal.
Most teams play with one. First and 10 at the 39-yard line. Give to Lake. Lake's not very big, but he's tough to bring down. 7 yards for Diane Lake that time. D-A-Y-A-N, pronounced Diane.
Diane, better than Diane.
Yeah. That's the coaches here. Is it Diane? Is it? He said, nope, it's Diane. Which is what defenses are doing after chasing him around all day. Here's another give to him. Same play. It's going to be 3rd and 1 after a pickup of 2. 3 of 5 on 3rd downs for Northridge, so they've been pretty successful on 3rd down. Under 4 minutes to play in the 3rd quarter. Logan with the linebackers up in the gaps. And they hand it to Ricks. 4 yards in the 1st down.
Pretty good execution on that quick dive to the fullback. Seen it for a touchdown tonight and a couple other 1st down game pickups.
Suda's going to keep it. Benyon rolls off of his blocker but can't get there in time, and Ricks knocked out of bounds after a gain of about 5. So Ricks 2 catches, 24 yards. 205 yards now on 11 of 15 for Kasuda. Pretty efficient night.
He's a good quarterback. He's got a good arm, got good mobility.
237 yards and 3 touchdowns last year for Kasuda versus Logan. 2,226 yards total, 15 touchdowns and 12 picks. Whoa. Lake in the backfield, and Connor brings him down. I'm telling you, he's played a pretty darn good game here tonight. That's a loss. Clear back to the 50-yard line. 7-yard loss for Lake. That's his first negative yardage run of the night.
When Lake's coming up limping, coming off the field.
Well, he's on the field almost every play. Playing safety.
Yeah.
They to replace Lake with Dante Joseph, 6'1", 170. And he'll move into the slot on the far side. 3rd and 11. Kasuda under pressure, gets rid of it early, and his receiver.
There's Connor again.
Couldn't find it. Yep, Jaden Connor.
I think that's the
Putting on
first
a
time
show.
all night we've seen pressure like that on Kasuda.
He just brought him right up the A gap. And Connor playing a pretty good ball game from the linebacker position. We're looking at Lake over on the sideline, and I can see him down there. He's sitting on the bench, kind of rocking back and forth. We'll keep an eye on him. That would be big if Northridge loses his services. Another high, short kick. Logan's got to get away. And they do, and it stops at the 29-yard line. So a 20-yard punt. That one got up into that breeze and just kind of died.
Yeah. Little 9-iron into the green, push right back.
The trainers are standing around Lake. The trainers are standing around Lake, but they're not really attending to him. But he's walking on that ankle pretty gingerly, and they've got him off. He's not playing defense right now. Oh, Nelson in trouble, and he just tosses that one up to Compton, and they gain a yard.
Wow, how did they get rid of
No, they're going to say he was down. They're going to say his knee was down, and they're going to call it a sack. The head official's saying he's down back at the 25, and it's a 4-yard loss, and that's the 4th sack of the ballgame. Something's breaking down up front because there's been way too many times tonight that guys are just running free into that backfield. That's a 4-man front for Northridge. They got 7 in coverage. Compton, they get the sack yardage plus 3 back. 7-yard gain.
Under a minute to go in the 3rd. Probably going to get one more play off.
They'll get a couple off. I don't know. It's 3rd down. 2 of 8 on 3rd down for Logan. It's 3rd and about 6. A long 6. Nelson stays behind the line of scrimmage, finds his receiver who comes back to the ball. That looks like it's Jensen. And he makes the catch in Northridge territory with 22 seconds on the clock, and the clock's still running even though it's supposed to be stopped moving the chains.
Clock's still running, they still got the ball in their hands. That is ridiculous.
21 yards.
They stopped it at 8.2. Why bother now?
21 yards to Jensen. Should we talk about players that are having good games? And there's Compton scampering out of bounds with 2.6.
Yeah, Compton just ran that crossing route. Nelson hits him on a nice pass. Gonna have to get a new clock operator at Northridge, I think.
Well, maybe it's his first time. Gotta get used to it. Nelson across the 40, down near the 35-yard line, and he's close to the 1st down yardage. Again, we can't tell from here where he's stepping out of bounds because of all the Northridge players, but that was the last play of the 3rd period. It'll be Logan's ball in Northridge territory when we come back. 20-17 Northridge.
What if you could design an outdoor kitchen at a price you could afford? With Camp Chef's durable cooking equipment, you can own a custom kitchen that's built to last for years. You can grill, bake, boil, deep fry, and saute right in your own patio or backyard. Transform your Camp Chef into a griddle, barbecue box, or high-output burner in just minutes. Best of all, you can quickly load up your Camp Chef gear and turn your campsite into a gourmet kitchen anywhere. Camp Chef, the way to cook outdoors.
Now we start the fourth quarter of play. Northridge leading Logan 20-17, and it's third down and 6 to 8 inches, depending on how good of a fisherman you are. If you're a good fisherman, it's probably 6 inches. If you're a poor one, it's 8. Oh wait, is that how it works?
It's a foot.
That's a foot. It's 3 feet if it, and 12 pounds. So third and short for the Grizzlies. This is a big third down, Levon. They're 3 of 9 on third downs.
Kind of a big third down, keep the momentum going. When Nelson is playing his heart out, he's just getting his bell rung, and he's still playing with tons of guts. That kid's got guts.
Well, we were joking about it in the break. We're like, yeah, you can tell it's a Nelson playing out there.
It's weird.
He looks like, brother, it'd be tough to be the caboose in a family like that. He's always had, you know, you're always going to get that when you got people coming before you that have been outstanding in something. But you know, that may lead to him having some pretty good mental toughness. The main thing is just don't get killed. Now, where they've spotted, where the yard marker isn't right, because that's about 3 yards away. Now they've moved it. So. Wow. Let's see, they still haven't made it ready for play yet.
There you go. Yeah, you knew Logan would go quick. Nelson keeps it.
Yeah, Logan did go
Ball's
quick.
out.
Nelson comes out the backside. The ball wasn't out, but the quarterback was.
Oh.
He needed a foot. He got about 3 yards. So we got 9 feet. Logan quickly up to the line. They were really trying to hurry things up earlier in this game. They've kind of gone off
They
and
kind of
on.
backed off, yeah.
Sometimes hurrying to the line is not really a hurry-up offense. They take their time when they get there. They just hurry to the line. And they make their adjustments based on what they see the defense doing. 4-man rush. Good protection. Nelson gets rid of it. He's got a man. It's Artist.
Boy, that's a nice catch. Gets behind 2 defenders. Takes a shot in the mouth and still holds on to that ball.
He's down to the 7-yard line. 27 yards.
So Timke just went back up on Skyview, 34-28.
First and goal for Logan as they try to regain the lead. They're at the 7-yard line. Nelson looking for an opening. Now you just got to hold on to the ball. He's down to the 5.
You know, we haven't seen him run that slant very much out of the slot.
No.
They ran it all the time last year. This would be a great spot for it. Maybe they're just not seeing the opening. Maybe they know Rick's kid is in the middle. He's going to light him up.
Well, you run a skinny post type thing with Artist, and you know you cross those guys. But we'll see if they come to the wide side of the field. Artist and Compton to the near side. Roll that quarterback out and put pressure on the D, but they're going to keep him in the pocket. He fires, and he's wide of the mark.
Well, he never even looked to this side of the field and looked like Compton had